Whoop, whoop, whoop. What's happening? Okay. I'm going to keep this short and sweet, my Midsommar review, because I actually tried recording a video like 3 different times last night and like splicing it all together, and it wasn't working. And then I just gave up and watched Stranger Things, which I stayed up until 4 o'clock to watch the entire series. So I'm going to be kind of a zombie at work today. Midsommar is the follow-up, or not a follow-up, it's Ari Aster's second film after last year. He did Hereditary, which I loved. So I had a lot of hype building up for Midsommar. I won't spoil anything about the movie. I'll talk about maybe like how I feel about the ending, but I won't talk about the ending or the events. So you can watch this without having seen the movie, but it's your call. Um, Leaving the movie, especially when you see kind of a heavy movie, like a heavy horror movie or something like that, maybe something disturbing. I was kind of trying to process it, having a lot of stuff go in my head. Um, I'll say this: I didn't leave the movie as high as I did watching Hereditary. I saw Hereditary twice in theaters. I was very like freaked out about it and like liking it and going, I can't believe what I just saw. And I had a lot of the similar feelings about Midsommar, just not as just like super duper positive. Now I like Midsommar. I think I decided sometime between last night and this morning that I do like it. And I told a few people that the last shot of the movie kind of sealed the deal for me liking it. It made me realize what my interpretation of the movie is, and it made me go, because I was seesawing back and forth throughout the whole movie. I do that sometimes in movies where I'm like trying to formulate my opinion on it. Um, there's something on the stove. I can see it in the background. It's fine. I have a timer. I'm trying to formulate my opinion as I'm watching it instead of just like letting myself experience everything and then formulating it later. I want to have like the hot take, the instant take about a movie. So I was doing that yesterday, and I was seesawing back and forth between, hey, I really like this. I don't think I do like this. Back and forth till, the climax of the movie. I was thinking, no, I don't know if I like this, and I was kind of bumming out. And then, like I said, it's like literally the last 4 or 5 seconds of the movie, the final shot. I went, okay, that's kind of what I thought was going to happen. It's not a big thing that happens, but it's a thing that happens, and I went, okay, I kind of like this. And it's another movie where I'm not typically good at guessing what happens, but he already asked or telegraphs pretty much everything in the movie, and if you know what he's been inspired by for these movies, for this movie specifically, but he also has a lot of elements, not like plot elements, but just like I don't want to say director tropes either, but there's a lot of like similar ideas, I guess, in both Hereditary and this. So if you're familiar with that, and if you're familiar with like what he kind of took inspiration from, you can kind of guess where this movie's going to go. There's the what happens in the end is not the surprise; it's the weird shit you see along the way, and you see some weird shit, some disturbing stuff, some stuff that'll make you laugh, like uncomfortably laugh, like oh my goodness, what is this? And then there are things that are intentionally funny. Like this movie is a lot more funny than Hereditary. It's like intentionally so. Will Poulter is kind of like a comic relief, if you will, for this movie. So I don't want to say too much more. What I want to do is talk to like somebody, and I did get to talk a lot about it with Justin Everett on Instagram Messenger last night. Shout out to Justin. That's what I like about, especially movies like just came out, and are hot on everybody's mind. Like I like to talk in depth with people about it, preferably like person to person, face to face. But I won't say too much more about it in this review. But I will say, if you liked Hereditary, watch this movie. If you like kind of disturbing, slow burn type horror movies, like I haven't even seen Mother, but I imagine I've read a lot about it. I imagine this is a very similar kind of movie, in kind of like a crowd reaction type movie. Like some people are loving it, some people are hating it, some people are mocking it. So if you like Hereditary, Mother, The Witch, a lot of these just kind of slow burns with disturbing stuff that are almost like trying to gross you out and disturb you and piss you off, if you will. I think you'd like this. Good performances for the most part. I think the lead actor, Florence Pugh, if I'm saying her name right. I don't know if I've ever seen her in anything, but she stood out. She's the main character pretty much. So yeah, I like, and if you want me to compare it to Hereditary, I will, to wrap up here. I like Hereditary a lot more than this. A lot more than this. That's not to say this isn't a good movie. It's hard for me. It's like Us and Get Out from earlier this year. Get Out was my favorite movie that year. I think it's phenomenal. I think it's going to stand the test of time, for me. Same thing with Hereditary. A good, very good follow-up sophomore effort from both Jordan Peele and Ari Aster. It just didn't. I still prefer their first movies, and it's going to be kind of tough for them to top it, quote unquote, for me. And I think a lot of it has to do with Hereditary, at least, with well, actually both, because Daniel Kaluuya is amazing in Get Out, but Toni Collette in Hereditary is absolutely phenomenal. One of my favorite performances I've ever seen in cinema. So this movie had a lot to live up to if it was going to top Hereditary, which I don't want to pit directors' movies against each other. I don't think that's healthy and it's not fun. So it stands on its own. It's very good. It's very disturbing. It's worth seeing if you're not easily, nothing offends me. If you, say something negative, if you say something mean about my mom, I'm going to be mad. But, like, there's some stuff in this movie that is just, like, so, you're just like, what kind of mind does this dude have? But, like, none of it, like, offended me to my core. It just, some of it works and some of it doesn't. I know I've said I was going to wrap up, but some of this movie I think is kind of boring. I think a lot of it, I'm just like, get to it, dude. Let's just get to it. But it's all part of this kind of effed up experience to get to this finale. A finale that you're going to see coming, and that might hurt it for you a little bit. I don't know. But that is my very brief thoughts on Midsommar. And I don't know when else. Make another. I got some other things to rewatch here, and I also might see Spider-Man soon. I don't know. I'm kind of falling out of the Marvel thing, but that's for another video. Fare thee well. Yee.